Triple G's next fight, considering an opponents like Hassan Indam and Steve Rolls. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, let's jump right into it. Smash the like button. Sources with ESPN, link is in the description so you can check out the article. There's an article from ESPN. It says sources, Triple G is considering Rolls and Indam in June. So naturally I clicked on it because I didn't know what I was like, Rolls, like he want a cinnamon roll, you know, like some biscuits and gravy. Like I wasn't sure. So I clicked on the article. It says former unified middleweight world champion Gennady Golovkin's ring return is close to being finalized, with the fight ticketed for June 8th at Madison Square Garden in New York. Sources with knowledge of the plans told ESPN. The opponent is not yet set, but offers have been made to potential opponents unbeaten Steve Rolls and former middleweight world titleist Hassan Indam, sources told ESPN. Golovkin plans to fight at approximately 164 pounds, 4 pounds over the middleweight limit for a non-title bout, one of the sources said. When Golovkin, who turned 37 on Monday, signed a 3-year, 6-fight, 9-figure deal with streaming service DAZN on March 8th, his return was contemplated for June 8th or 15th. However, June 8th is now the likely date, in part so the fight will not compete with the already announced return of lineal heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, who is fighting Tom Schwartz. I got an email from Top Rank, so that was made official. They switched the venue. It was, I guess initially they were looking at the Thomas and Mack Center, but now it's going to take place at the MGM in Las Vegas, June 15th. So basically they didn't want to compete with that, even though that's not a huge fight either. You know, they didn't want to have two conflicting boxing cards. Listen, just so you guys know, I don't know who Steve Rolls is. He has a record of 19-0, 10 knockouts. Out of those 19 fights, 53% knockout ratio. You know, I guess maybe he trained at the Kronk gym. He fought Keandre Leatherwood, Damon Ezekiel, these different names, you know, Attila the Hun. Look at these records of people he faced, you know, 12-7, 7-4, 9-0, 5-2, 9-7, 15-31-3, 12-9-1, 1-7. He fought a guy who was 1 with 7 losses. 19-10, 17-16. A guy on his debut, a guy who was 4-10-2. You know, he fought a guy 0-7-0. So this man had 7 fights. Ahmed Selanami or whatever had 7 fights and he lost all of them. You know, this is the competition he's fought in mostly Canada, it appears. I don't know why this Steve Rolls, I don't know how he came into the picture. He's 34 years old. He's shorter than Golovkin. He has a reach that's comparable to Floyd Mayweather, who's a welterweight. It doesn't look like he has extraordinary power or, you know, he's revered. And, you know, I don't even know how he is considered in the Triple G running. Triple G only had 1 loss to Canelo, which he claims he won and was robbed. You know, why would you be fighting a guy who's never really fought outside of Canada? And not that he just hasn't fought outside Canada, he hasn't fought any relevant names. I get it. They were going to fight Brandon Adams, Al Heyman, playing chess, not checkers. He made an offer and a play for Brandon Adams, and it looks like Brandon Adams is going to fight Jamal Charlo, excuse me. Right? He's going to fight Jamal Charlo. And that kind of took that opponent. But there's still other guys out there that I think would be more pleasing to the American market and the American fan and just fans worldwide. I really see no reason an Olympian and silver medalist should be fighting, you know, Hassan Indam at this point, or Steve Rolls, who, you know, you could say he's unbeaten, but again, you can go up and down the rankings and find someone who's in the top 15 that happens to be undefeated and look at some tape and see that they haven't really fought any world-class competition. I don't really see, especially with DAZN recently announcing that they're increasing the prices by 100%, doubling the prices per month. coming out with the annual package. But if you don't pay up front and do the annual package, then you have to pay, you know, 2 times what it cost as they came out, $9.99. Now went to $19.99. They hiked the price up, raised the price up, and this is the content that they feel is pertinent for American fans. You know, Triple G, you did all this to acquire him. You beat out ESPN and PBC, and, you know, offered him this lucrative deal, which I heard entails equity and getting Triple G promotion fighters on DAZN fight cards, and he's getting a lot of money, and you're gonna put a fight like this on, which I don't think brings much visibility or traction to the DAZN app. I can't understand these decisions. I don't see what it does for Triple G, and this doesn't make me want to. I get it, you know. I think they want Triple G to fight Canelo in a trilogy fight should Canelo pass Jacobs, but I don't understand why Canelo has to go through an opponent like Jacobs, right? And Jacobs has to fight 4 unbeaten fighters in a row just to get Canelo, and then fight a once beaten Canelo. And Triple G's team is able to say stuff like, even if Jacobs wins, we still want to fight the loser of the fight, Canelo. You know, opt to not fight Derevyanchenko and get stripped of the IBF, fight Vanes Martirosyan, fight 54-pounders, fight Kell Brook after criticizing Canelo for fighting Amir Khan, right? Get ordered by the WBC to fight Jermall Charlo and not fight him. And then when the Brandon Adams thing doesn't kick off, instead of going after like Matt Korobov, instead of going out Sergey Derevyanchenko, instead of going up to 168, especially if you're going to fight, as this article says, possibly at 164 pounds, you know, you see right here, then, you know, I just don't understand what's the deal. And I don't see how DAZN wins like this. Steve Rolls, what does that do? You know, what does that mean? What does that prove? How does that make people salivate for a Canelo trilogy fight? And old media perpetually, they look the other way. They turn the blind eye to stuff like this. Yet they'll criticize Errol Spence and Clarissa Shields and Deontay Wilder and Terrence Crawford for fighting Amir Khan and stuff like that. And none of these people, Clarissa Shields fighting Christina Hammer, Errol Spence fought a guy moving up 2 weight classes, but it was a Mikey Garcia, you know, who conquered 4 weight classes and, you know, was a champion in all 4, right? Deontay Wilder fighting Brazil, that's his mandatory. Tyson Fury is the one that skipped town and went to ESPN. You know, all these fighters, you know, and look for common denominators there. They all have criticism from old media. Meanwhile, you look at this article and you look at other people, old media, they won't say anything, you know. But yet and still, ESPN directly put Triple G as the #1 pound for pound. They said he was the #1 pound for pound person. This is not a #1 pound for pound person type of fight. And you can't even use the excuse of he's coming off a loss, because in his mind, he says he beat Canelo and was robbed twice. He beat Canelo twice. If I'm not mistaken, the exact words from Team Golovkin was, Abel Sanchez says, Canelo Alvarez versus Daniel Jacobs May 4th is for the losers bracket in boxing. So it's funny that he would summarize Canelo Jacobs, which is a great fight, as a losers bracket fight, but then your fighter is talking about fighting Indom, who really hasn't had a signature win since probably 2015, where he fought in an eliminator versus Curtis Stevens, you know, and he lost to Lemieux, he lost to Quillen. Just in those 2 fights, he got knocked down 10 times just in those 2 fights. You know, he shows heart, but he hasn't really done anything relevant. He beat Martin Murray, who I thought lost to Gabe Rosado, you know, and then this Steve Rolls character, I don't even know who he is, to be honest. So, you know, whatever. Good luck to DAZN. Good luck to Triple G. We'll see how it plays out. But I'm not really impressed, and I can't wait to see what old media has to say about this. You know, it seems to be, if Golovkin is not chasing and fighting Canelo, he's fighting people like Vanes Martirosyan, Indom, you know. And this is like a continuation of HBO 2.0. This is what they allowed him to fight, these types of guys. And I don't understand it. And Golovkin, for him to be 37, we can't compare a 28-year-old Canelo. We can't compare a 28-year-old Jermall Charlo, because they still got 9 years to 10 years damn near before. They got like almost a decade to get to that point, and they're not silver medalists. They got about a decade to get to that point in their career, so they can do a lot of things between now and the next 5 years, let alone 9 years. Triple G is 37 and he's a silver medalist. There's really no excuse for him to be fighting this, especially since he deemed his fights with Canelo both robberies. He thinks he won both of them, so why regress? And the easiest thing here is Demetrius Andrade. Andrade is on the same platform as you, and he's holding a belt, and you guys are both Olympians. I don't think they fought in the Olympics. I think they might have went to the same Olympics. And Andrade's here with the belt. You have the chance to fight someone who's on your network, on your platform with DAZN. He's available. His fight, he was supposed to fight Matt Selesky. They said he was injured. Selesky said he might be cool by then, but Selesky has a hand injury right now. So why isn't Triple G going after that last belt? Canelo already said he wants to unify the whole division and sweep the division this year. So if you really want the Canelo fight, earn it. If you want the Canelo fight, take that belt from Andrade. And now, for the first time, unlike HBO having Canelo Golovkin 1 and 2, Canelo Triple G 3, if he went through Andrade and collected that belt, the WBO that he never had because Billy Joe Saunders had it and never fought him. They never fought. Then for the first time, you have something that would be special that even HBO, when they had Canelo Triple G 1 and 2, didn't have. And that would be a fight for undisputed should Canelo get past Jacobs and collect that IBF belt, and should Andrade lose to Triple G. But it doesn't look like he wants that type of smoke, and he wants to stay safe, be held on simmer instead of fighting someone on high heat that has the potential to maybe even upset him or make him look bad or whatever. That's why he's not, like Triple G, his team, they're not approaching Charlos and taking him up on his call outs and really responding to that, or going after Andrade even though you're on the same platform. What's the point of DAZN talking about how they have all the best middleweights if they're not going to make each other fight? Now they're making Canelo Jacobs, that fight is done. Perfecto. But Triple G, you usually, when you lose and you lose all your belts, you got to climb up the ladder a little bit, And then talking about the fight at 164, if he fights Indom, why do we want to see that? At a catchweight of all things. It's just, this is, I don't know, it's inexcusable. Let me know what you guys think. Triple G versus Steve Rolls or Indom looks likely. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. New media is killing y'all. Yeah, we work it. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.